Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Cool's Corner, our first official live stream over here on the new channel. I think we're all really excited. You can see we got Brendan, Nick, and Grayson for May the 4th, which means we are talking Star Trek. I'm just kidding. We are not talking Star Trek. We are talking Star Wars. I know you guys might have gotten really angry at there. Don't worry, guys. We know what we're talking about. Star Wars very influential into a lot of different things. Also very controversial. Maybe we'll get into that towards the end, but I think we'll just go around the table. Brendan, what was the first Star Wars movie you saw, be it theater or just at home?
The first one I remember was for Revenge of the Sith, and I believe you and I and our dads went and saw it in IMAX or something.
I do remember that. Nick, what about you?
My first one was Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Okay.
That was my
And
first movie.
Grayson.
My christening was episode 1. My dad bought the VHS and I watched that sucker until it almost wore out.
Nice, nice. Yeah, no, my first one I think would probably be episode 4, or what at the time was New Hope, in the big VHS, 3 trilogy box that I have over there. But the first one I remember seeing in theater was Empire Strikes Back, because they did a re-release going up to Phantom Menace, and it was like kind of the updated edition. So it did confuse me for a while watching it at home, because I was like, I remember like scenes that aren't in this at all. But it's because obviously the re-releases had the updated scenes. Brendan, I know the answer already, but do you have a favorite character in Star Wars?
Yes, actually, he's right above my shoulder. Darth Maul. He has always been one of my favorites.
Nick, do you have a favorite? It doesn't have to be just movies. If it's extended universe, be it books or games or anything.
Yeah, I do. Extended Universe, Kyle Katarn, who is now a non-canonical character, but still loved playing those games back in the day.
Okay, Grayson.
Gotta go with my boy Obi-Wan, probably my favorite, but as a side character and one that has been like a fan favorite of a lot of other people, I gotta say Asajj Ventress, probably one of my favorite secondary characters for sure.
For me growing up, it was probably Jango Fett, to be fair. Just like, well, Jango or Boba, just the Mandalorian aspect of those two characters. But also, I remember when Revenge of the Sith came out, I really enjoyed General Grievous and Anakin and the whole turn to the dark side. And of course, a little hope going into Force Awakens with Kylo. I was like, it's kind of cool. Let's see where this goes. And I think we saw where it went. Uh,
We all saw where that went.
hey, some people loved it, some people didn't. Whatever you guys enjoyed, whatever side of the fence you're on, we agree. Nick,
We agree.
Nick, what about you? Do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? My favorite
Yeah.
movie probably would have to be Revenge of the Sith. I thought that one was very well done. The main reason why I love Star Wars is I love lightsabers. So seeing the lightsaber action in Revenge of the Sith was a lot of fun, and the choreography behind it was super cool, super awesome to watch. And actually, with Revenge of the Sith too, I remember seeing it in theaters. Like I saw the other two movies, and then one of my dad's friends at the time pirated the movie. And while I was showering one morning, my dad popped it in the DVD player, and I came to my room, and it took me a second, but I was like, Star Wars Episode 3 is just playing in my room, and I just saw it in theaters yesterday. What's going on here? This isn't possible. And then I caught on. My dad told me, yeah, so and so pirated the movie for you because he knew you loved it. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
I do remember watching Revenge of the Sith on my PSP, which probably dates me quite a bit for people that love video games. But yeah, it was on there, and I was like, this is so cool. Because, like you said, lightsaber fights and just the choreography, top notch.
And then the Revenge of the Sith video game on the PlayStation 2 was a lot of fun as
That
well.
was sick.
Especially because you got the alternate ending you could choose from. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will say, especially as a kid, it just made you feel like, oh my god, this is so sick.
Guys, this is Star Wars, okay? None of that other shit is Star Wars. This is Star Wars.
Anakin's such a badass. Oh my god.
I'm trying to remember the one me and my brother. I mean, we also played like Bounty Hunter a lot, which came out I think on the PS2.
Dude, Bounty Hunter was probably one of my favorite games of all time.
That
I
was
mean, if you
super good.
the game in my background, Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. It was like a retelling of the first film, Phantom Menace. I played this one multiple times just because I liked playing the final mission against Darth Maul.
I will say a criminally underrated game that I don't think people talk about a lot is Force Unleashed. I think it's a fun game to play. Even though, Starkiller is way overpowered. Still a fun game all in and of its own. So
I watched a roommate in college play through both those games. It was a lot of fun.
See, I think one of the games I played a lot was the Clone Wars PS2 game. Me and my brother would play it. I think that's which one it was, but you could be the different like ships and drones and stuff and flying around, like hiding up in the cave and then coming out and shooting. It was fun.
well, I mean, if we're going to be talking video games, we got to talk Battlefront 2. The OG, the best one of all time with the PS2.
The original, yep, the original on PlayStation 2.
How to bring that one up?
I mean,
my cousins played a lot.
It was
It's
so
like-
fun running around as like Yoda on the battlefield and just tearing through everybody.
that was my first online gaming experience, and that was the first time I heard, many words I still use today. But I will say it's that, and then honestly, have you guys ever played Republic Commandos?
No.
That's
I
a
don't think
fun
so.
game. I would check it out if you guys ever get a chance to. It's a pretty fun game. Basically, get to be like the guerrilla style clone troopers that go in and like take care of like special ops. So much fun, dude. So cool.
One game I used to play over and over again back in the day on GameCube was Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast.
I don't think I've heard of that one. I'll look it up.
When it was the Jedi Knight, it was a continuation of the Dark Forces series. Same character, Kyle Katarn, and you just became a Jedi through like an ass backwards way and just kind of fell into it, learned Force powers, and got to deal with all those things. Had different lightsaber stances that you could use for like heavy attacks, quick attacks, or just standard attacks. So much fun back in the day. I would just turn on cheat codes with infinite health and then make my way through the later half of the game, because there's a point in the game. I didn't realize this, but there's a point in the game where you have to die. Like it's scripted that you die in order to progress.
Okay,
But-
so similar like Red Dead, like you have to die at some point.
And if you're looking to play it, it is available on Nintendo Switch from the eShop.
Which means maybe we'll have a little Let's Play action. We'll let Nick drive it. We can commentate like while he's playing it. Could be fun. I don't know.
Could be.
One of the games that I played a lot of on the PS2, and actually I still play it, and it's about the only way my girlfriend will at least get into Star Wars, is playing Lego Star Wars.
Okay.
That's a fun
We
game.
enjoyed those games.
Mhm. The
I mean, I
Lego
will
Star
say-
Wars ones I really enjoyed, and I don't think any of the other Lego ones I enjoyed as much.
Mm.
I don't know. It's just something about the Star Wars, and you can collect all the characters. It was fun. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried the other Legos, and I haven't found they're not as fun as for me as the Lego was, or
I
Star
went
Wars.
to Lego Jurassic Park, and I said, nope, not for me.
I mean, honestly, the Indiana Jones one, solid runner-up. I'll be honest with you. I like that one a lot. But I will say, I played like the most like recent, like the Skywalker saga, whatever it was called, the new Lego Star Wars, and it just doesn't compare to the old one. The old one's so much better.
I only have one Lego game, and it's not Star Wars. It's the Lego Horizon Adventures, but I have no one to play it with. So
Well, Nick, there's a whole brand new channel that we are on currently. We could do some live streams of you playing. We could commentate. We could play along. We'll make it
You could play with me. We could commentate on that.
all right.
He does
So
not want to play with you, Keegan, is what it sounds like. He doesn't want you doing nothing.
I want him to play with me. Okay. Cool. No, we're just gonna let that one lie there. Cool.
no, I mean,
You get to sit in that awkwardness, Nick.
I'm like, I want him to play with me, and we're gonna go ahead and have 30 seconds of silence.
And the awkwardness is just about up. There we go.
And we got banned. Sorry.
all right. Channel dead at 9 subscribers. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Wow. Brendan, what about you? Do you have a favorite Star Wars movie?
I think for the longest time it's been Revenge of the Sith. So
Revenge of the Sith.
I'd say that one.
No Last Jedi's, Grayson. You gonna go with The Last Jedi?
Look, The Last Jedi, to quote somebody we all appreciate very well, especially on this channel and all around the world.
Speak for yourself.
It's better than Citizen Kane. It's so good.
I will not even yes and that bit. Nuh-uh.
No, you shouldn't. And if you did, I'd be concerned about you, Nick. I will say, no, I don't want to go 3 for 3. I love Revenge of the Sith because the score is fantastic. The duel scene on Mustafar, absolutely great. The older you get, the just the melodrama is so cheesy. It's not that, like, the dialogue's not good. It's basically almost on the same level as The Room, in my opinion. But it's just the way it's the pageantry and the drama, and just people that love Star Wars kind of get into it, especially people in my generation. It's one of the classics. But I'll go a little bit off the beaten path. I'll pick a solid my runner up. Empire Strikes Back, probably one of the better ones in my opinion. I think the intensity and just the way it leaves you on a cliffhanger, fantastic. You don't know what happens to Luke. You don't know what happens to Han. You're excited for the next movie to see where it goes. Plus, let's be honest, the reveal that Darth Vader is Luke's father, that's all-time classic. You can't really have Star Wars be what it is without that moment, in my opinion. Because while the first Star Wars A New Hope was good, that really cemented Star Wars as a generational drama that just changed everything for the story in and of itself. You know?
Yeah, I would have to say Empire as well. And I don't know if it's, again, just nostalgia. I remember seeing it in theaters, so it's right there. But it is very, very solid. Like you said, the twist ending, and it's something that has been worked in since then. Like, a lot of movies try to replicate it. A lot of Star Wars movies try to replicate it to lesser effects. But yeah, it's very well done. As far as the cinematography, the story, the character building, everything's very, very good. I'm trying to think of other ones we could shout out. I mean, Revenge of the Sith is probably in the top 3 for me as well. New Hope would probably be 2 if I had to, like, rank them.
I will say one thing about, The Empire Strikes Back is that it's insanely quotable. Like, I thought they smell bad on the outside. Like, all that kind of stuff.
I know.
Or like, obviously, no, I am your father. That just, all of it, there's more that I can't think of right now, but I know some of the quotes from that movie. Plus, I mean, it's got Billy D in it. It's, how can you go wrong with Billy D. Williams being Lando Calrissian?
Oh, classic portrayal for sure, and not too bad of a time trying to emulate it in Solo. I thought he did a pretty good job.
Has everyone here seen the Actors of the Round Table where Seth Green and Paul, what's his name, Paul something, read they read the interaction between Anakin and Obi-Wan as Chris Griffin and Daffy Duck.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny.
And they're trying not to laugh.
Yep. It is so funny.
It is pretty good. Brendan, I guess we'll just start it off. What were your thoughts when Star Wars was announced? It was coming back. Disney got it. Force Awakens coming out. Where were you as far as on the boat of Star Wars?
At first, when I first heard it all, I was really excited. I didn't completely, you know, I didn't really think like anything of it. I didn't know. I don't know. I just was interested to see how they turn out, and um, yeah.
Nick, where were you? Were you a big Star Wars fan? Were you there opening night?
I don't remember if I was there opening night. I became like I was. I know. I went and saw Force Awakens multiple times. I think I saw it like 5 times in theaters.
Oh,
Because it was just I thought it was that good. I did not see any of the other movies in theaters more than once.
okay. Grayson.
I will say when Disney sold, when Disney had me sold on everything, I thought, Kathleen Kennedy, she's got the helm of the ship. She was there for the originals. The way they're selling it is like, hey, it's going to be more of the same. Star Wars is, in good hands. Future looks bright. We're all excited. You're all excited. We're going to keep everything going. Fantastic. As soon as they decided to make everything that was, from the books, the comics, the games, everything that was, Star Wars Legends now, non-canon, I was like, uh-oh. I'm a little worried. Force Awakens comes out, super had a great time, loved it, was fantastic. I was super happy. Like, even though this is just A New Hope, cool, building blocks are there, whatever. I know not many people love the prequel trilogy, but this is going to be at least a good continuation. We'll see what happens. And then the masterpiece that is The Last Jedi came out and just it ended very quickly. Because I'm like, I mean, even Rogue One, which came out way before that, that was probably one of the best Star Wars movies to come out during Kathleen Kennedy's reign at Lucasfilm. Otherwise, I don't think there's much else that you can write home about that entire time that she did anything Star Wars, because the rest of it was just abysmal. It was so bad.
Yeah, see, I think Rogue One might be the best one out of the post Disney era. Force Awakens, I remember watching it. I was like super thrilled. I mean, I went opening night. It was a big thing even here in Castle Rock. Like that was back when there was like midnight releases. Like you actually had to wait in line. It was cool back in the day. And yeah, no, I loved it. Again, like Grayson said, very much was just the reskin of A New Hope, which is something movies were doing. Like look at Jurassic World was a reskin of Jurassic Park. Just something movies did at that time. Rogue One came out. I was like, it's going really good. I can't wait to go. And like Grayson said too, I was a little bummed out that some of the, you know, extended universe books were no longer canon. There are some really bad ones, so probably for the best they were thrown out. But like the Palpatine one, it's a good one. Heir to the Empire, that whole trilogy, really good. Then I remember Last Jedi came out, and I just was like, oh, I don't know how to feel, but not good. And like I tried watching it again, and I was like, no, I really don't like it. I remember there was a couple of people at me and Grayson's work that were really pro, and they were like really trying to convince us like it's a fantastic movie. And I was like, I don't even like some of the shots are cool and pretty and whatnot, but like it doesn't mean your movie's good. Like you can make good cinematography, you got to fill it with something.
Look, I love how they made sure to specify that even though they're trying to rip off an Empire Strikes Back, a guy deliberately picks up salt off the ground and goes, "Salt, huh?" Just top tier writing, top tier cinema. So glad that was included in the movie.
Hey,
Um,
it's not Empire Strikes Back like frame for frame because it's actually Empire Strikes Back in reverse.
very fair point. I will say I don't know how Luke milking whatever alien that was for sustenance was just not seen by the original creator to be important to tie the whole universe together. I thought it was, fantastic to see that happen. I wish I could see it throughout the rest of the Star Wars series.
I mean, I think they need to make a count of that. Like each movie, they make at least like a cameo of something like that happening.
If in The Mandalorian and Grogu, I don't see a cutaway just randomly to Luke Skywalker milking that space cow, I might be upset.
Nick, are you on board with this protest we're about to do if they don't do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in 100% agreement with Grayson there. If I don't see that alien getting milked during Mandalorian and Grogu, I'm gonna walk out of the theater.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should all have signs that we can raise up this same milk as that alien when it's happening.
What do you mean by that? You know what I mean.
You saw The Last Jedi. Okay, so there's also a bunch of TV shows. Nick, have you stayed up on any of these TV shows that are coming out on Disney Plus?
Only a handful of them. Like I watched Obi-Wan. Sorry, I watched Obi-Wan because I like Obi-Wan as a character. I'm trying to remember the other ones. I watched a little bit of Andor. I've watched Mandalorian. I've watched the Book of Boba Fett. Brennan, like he mentioned in our Discord chat, I have not watched any of Maul or any of Clone Wars. And for some reason, the art style just I can't get behind it. It looks weird to me. But I did watch like the old 2D Clone Wars back in the day when it was on Cartoon Network.
When it was little commercials they'd play between different cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the good times. Brennan, how was Maul? I mean, obviously that thing just happened, that whole series. What were your thoughts with it?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I haven't. I think today was the day that the last episode came out. I haven't watched that one, but I did enjoy it. But I kind of like. I've watched all the cartoon stuff that's come out. I've struggled to get into some of the live action stuff. I don't know why, but I've tried watching it all, and so.
What if we slapped like some bright neon blue paint on like Slave One and just like sent it off into the universe? I mean, they kind of did that in Book of Boba Fett. They had some like neon colored like speed thingies. Grayson, remember that? It looked like he had trauma when I said that.
I did, Keegan. I did. And I don't know why we're focusing on that, but, hey, I'm not the one in control of the show.
Okay, well, you know what, Grayson?
You look like you're in the cockpit, so you should be.
All right, Grayson. We'll turn it over to you. You can lead for the next 15 minutes.
I have no questions prepared, so you know what? I'm going to hand it right on back to you, Keegan. Look, I just work here, okay? Is it my turn now, or I'm sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt anything.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Okay. Good. Okay. I did watch the Clone Wars. Clone Wars is really good. Nick, you should hop on it if you like the Star Wars. Just go through the episode guide. I know the art style is a little off-putting, but once you kind of get into it and the stories, it's a quality Star Wars show. For those that know, Pong Krell deserves to rot in Jedi hell. If you know, you know. I really am looking forward to the Maul TV show. I've heard it's really good. I tried to watch some of the live action stuff. I liked the first couple of seasons of The Mandalorian and Grogu. And then as soon as the Book of Boba Fett came out and I watched that travesty, I kind of soured the experience for me with at least the live action stuff. And then I tried to watch Obi-Wan, but the first episode with Leia running like away from adults in such a cartoonish fashion, I checked out because I knew I'd get upset. And funny enough, from the spoilers, I got upset. Yeah. And then honestly, just even whatever that most recent series was, that was just basically destroying Star Wars through the lore and everything in the space witches and all that.
Are you talking about? You're not talking about what is it?
The Acolyte.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Acolyte.
Oh,
I am indeed talking about the Acolyte. I knew that show was going to be a hot garbage fire as soon as it was announced, and whew, I was right.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't pass episode 1.
I mean, from what I've heard, Brennan, that's probably a good call. It seemed like I loved the memes that came out after the fact of like them making fun of the space witch scene, talking about like how they do that one chant about the thread, and for some reason they like destroyed the entirety of like the continuity of the force just because of reasons. And I'm like, this is so dumb. Why are we doing this? So suffice it to say, after that TED talk, not a huge fan of the live action stuff. I've heard the Skeleton Crew is pretty good, but it's a kids show, so I don't really have an interest in that. But I've heard mixed things. But it's our boy's looking down and out. He's beat up a little bit. It's like we just went through 15 different prequel trilogies, and they like made nothing but Jar Jar spin-off movies.
Hey, at this point, I think we would have been okay if Snoke was Jar Jar.
I was about to say, I think
I mean-
a spin-off movie would be better than half the stuff that came out recently.
I was just gonna say I would not object if Jar Jar Binks ended up being the Sith Lord for the next trilogy.
I think I'd much rather watch 3 hours of Jar Jar Binks saying Misa Yusa than ever watch The Last Jedi ever again.
So I think, and I might be wrong because I didn't make it through the book in entirety, but it was one of the new like canon books that came out around Force Awakens, and they were talking about on the planet there's one Gungan who's been exiled because he turned over the everything to the Empire, and he's like made fun of, and I was like, it just feels like bad writing at that point. Like, do something interesting. Like, what if he was actually not stupid? I know that was the big thing. Like, he was actually the dark Sith the whole time. What about? Have you guys heard anything about Star Wars Underworld?
No, actually, I haven't.
I don't know if there's anything online. So this was something that Lucas was planning. It was like a really big budget, like TV series that was on Coruscant and kind of like a drama following the troopers, which sounds pretty cool. They have like a whole. I think they did like actually some shots to like show what it would look like. He also had 7, 8, and 9 written, and some of it became true. I think they combined some of the characters. I know in his script, Darth Maul was going to be the big bad, but he had a younger apprentice that was kind of like Ventress in a way.
I mean, if they would have just ran with that, like, I'm thoroughly convinced that Kathleen Kennedy didn't know what she was doing, and the more that time kind of went on, it was pretty obvious, like.
In the show, Maul, he does take on a younger Jedi that he is trying to persuade that, hey, I'm not a bad guy, and the way of the Jedi is evil. So,
Oh yeah, Bendy's.
Misa, go to the dark side.
He just did Misa Yusa. It's like, who are we reporting to? You will see, Padawan. Oh, Misa Yusa, bring him any money. But I would say, like, it's too bad. Like, because some of what George had envisioned was interesting to say the least. But like I don't know why George handpicked her, because even though she was an executive producer, I mean, a lot of people like she didn't do very much on the original movies, even like Indiana Jones, Star Wars, much of anything else. She was just kind of there from what some stories claim. You know what I mean? Like even Spielberg and Lucas have kind of said that. Um, so it was hard to watch a series that she quote unquote helped develop, just destroy everything and make it what it is right now.
So I have the test footage. Probably can't play a lot because then they'll probably like copyright it. But give me 1 second. I will
It's gonna get copyright as soon as you show it.
I'm not playing the audio though, so. All right, you guys can see this.
Yes.
So this was just like the test footage. They hadn't really figured everything out yet.
I would have tuned in weekly just to watch this show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we'll jump around so I don't get like copywritten. Yeah, they have all these sets, and again, just testing, kind of showing their concept of what they wanted to do.
Well, I mean, the good thing about Star Wars too is like even the even the originals, they were built on cheap products and a cheap budget, so they were able to make simple stuff actually look futuristic. Which even there, it looks like it was well better done than most TV productions in many ways. It's stuff like that. And then I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the video game Star Wars 1313, a lot like Star Wars Underworld. Um, have you guys ever heard of Star Wars 1313?
Is the one that never got made.
Yeah, no, it's
it had like a gameplay or like demo back in the E3 days, but yeah,
it was like 80% finished when Disney scrapped it, and it was basically like an Uncharted slash, like you had to escape the underbelly of Coruscant, and it was a prison type situation, and it was like it looked and sounded fantastic, and they just scrapped it, and it's just stuff like this, and then the extra lore that they did away with was just Kathleen Kennedy and Disney did so much damage to this IP. I never would have thought, like, especially if you would have asked me back in 2016 before The Force Awakens came out, I never would have believed there would be a world where Star Wars would be so, like, almost irreparably damaged that there would be almost no way back for this series to in the modern world. Like it was so big for what it was. I think nowadays, if you were to say how like mention Star Wars, I don't think people would have as deep of an appreciation for that franchise without knowing the original roots. You know what I mean?
I think it kind of just got watered down. Unfortunately, streaming I think kind of hurt it in the same way I think Marvel hurt themselves too. Both owned by Disney, so maybe it's there. But just releasing too many things, like it makes you like pick and choose versus like, I mean, Star Wars was like every 3 years I think when it came out was the prequel trilogy, and obviously had been away for a while. So I think that's where sometimes a little time away makes the heart grow stronger. Now, it's very popular with fans. Obviously, there's a lot of clubs and stuff, and people dress up. What's the main one?
There it's the 501st Legion.
Okay, yeah, I know I've seen them at like conventions and stuff like that. Also, there's some fan films. I don't know if any of you guys have seen this one. Let's see if I can share my screen again. Can you see this? This was from 1997.
Don't you miss the days when George Lucas will let you use the IP without any, repercussions?
Right, especially because this is happening during New Hope, this whole episode, which is great.
Is this a spoof of Cops?
They're barely hushing him.
Yes, Grayson, you are right. This is called Troops. It is a spinoff of Cops, but it goes in. I do recommend. It's kind of fun. Definitely go watch it if you haven't. I'll make sure to link it in the comments below. Have you guys seen any fan films or anything like that?
I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys have ever watched Star Wars Theory on YouTube. His Vader fan film that's been in development hiatus because of Disney. His first episode, I mean, it's been a while since I caught up, so I don't know if he has made anymore, but I remember when I first saw the first episode of it, it was pretty good. It's not bad. And for all of it to be done on his budget, it was pretty good.
I know there is a mall one that's also really pretty good. Like the choreography and everything, pretty good.
I have not seen any Star Wars fan films. However, I did in high school. I think I've shown it to you, Keegan. Me and my friends did a Sleeping Beauty parody video called "Waking Ugly," and the knight's weapon is a green lightsaber.
Well, Nick, this has actually just been a ploy. We are recruiting you into our own fan film. We are going to start filming here. You're going to be our lead character.
Okay, what's my motivation here?
Well, we'll talk about it off camera. Obviously, we don't want to spoil it for everyone watching right now.
What's my motivation, Keegan?
Fame and money. We'll pay you $25 an hour.
I want to see the child.
I wish to see the child. I am Werner Herzog. I wish to see the baby.
I want to eat it.
Malkovich?
What?
Can you do John Malkovich?
John Malkovich? No, I can unfortunately only do Werner Herzog. Even though they are very close in cadence, I can't.
I was gonna say all you need to do for. I feel like all you need to do for John Malkovich is just get rid of the German accent for that voice.
I am John Malkovich. I'm Lenin of my. Okay, actually, I can do it pretty good. That's not bad.
I was gonna say that was not bad at all.
That's not bad. We're discovering new talents out here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I'm John Malkovich, and I should have been in Star Wars.
But John, you were in Transformers, so I am not.
They paid better.
He was also in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Dude, his character when he pops off the glasses, that gave me nightmares as a kid. It was so freaky. When he pops off the glasses, there's just two black holes. Oof. Big oofta.
So, Grayson, right now, what are your thoughts on Star Wars as a whole?
There's a lot of good back in the heyday. There is not a lot of good going on right now. I mean, as you said, just speeders that barely go quickly. Ruining classic characters, making nothing for, the fans of Star Wars in and of itself. I believe a lot of people that made the actual series that we have been watching the last few years, they don't understand Star Wars because, well, the series is intended for children. There have always been adult themes, and it has been a more mature, while, well-censored version of, that style of entertainment. It was still enjoyable for all audiences. I feel like with the corporatization of Star Wars and it being owned by Disney, it has lost a lot of its mature elements that was able to appeal to more than just kids. And I feel like Disney bought a property because they knew it had money, because they just saw, dollar bills after they bought Marvel, and that's all they could really focus on. Instead of actually worrying about making the world stay the way it was definitely a travesty to see it be taken down to what it is today. As soon as I will say, for example, I know most people here probably know about how Phil Lord and Chris Miller were supposed to direct Solo, a Star Wars story. We saw how their space epic buddy cop adventure movie turned out with the Hail Mary, and it makes me wish for the day and the reality that we could have lived in where they would have been able to actually release their movie instead of having to deal with creative differences. But essentially, to wrap up my soapbox here, The classic stuff is great. There is some good stuff that is coming out. I feel like they are trying to correct course a little bit. I will say, just based on the trailers alone, I am kind of excited for The Mandalorian and Grogu. It actually looks like a fun, mature-ish Star Wars adventure.
Whoa. We are not.
Bold take, I know.
Hold it. You know what? We're putting Nick on the big screen. Maybe. It won't let me. Nick, get over to the big screen.
I was about to.
I wasn't expecting me to be a whole screen here. A whole screen?
Well, it's you just
No,
wanted
no.
to change from where you usually are, which is backstage. So
Yeah, normally he takes me out of these things. I don't know. Is he being nice to me? I don't know.
This
We'll
is
find
the
out.
new and improved Keegan. I've been working on it. They told me do not just put people backstage. Let them talk.
Who's they? Who's they? Keegan's having staff meetings by himself.
it's bad when you lose the argument in your head.
he's sitting there at a Starbucks like, you need to stop cutting people out of films. Okay, you need to stop cutting people out of these discussions. And then
Yeah,
people are like,
you will
sir, your
The script
drink's
copy,
ready.
you know? Yeah.
Sir, your drink's ready. No. You gotta let me have this meeting, okay? I'll get that drink in 5.
Hey, your Starbucks is good, but first I gotta tell everybody about Beyonce's album. Nick, what are your current thoughts with Star Wars as far as a whole?
There's a couple of things I'm looking forward to, like Mandalorian and Grogu, and the next game in the Jedi series that's bound to be released here soon, hopefully soon. Other than that, I mean, yeah, it's kind of become a shell of its former self. It's not nearly as hype as it used to be. Like I remember right before Star Wars Force Awakens came out, it was like there's a new Star Wars going on. I remember people being excited. People are not that excited about Star Wars anymore. And I think a lot of it has to do with how Disney has handled the IP.
Just watering it down. You guys got, I mean, yes, we want it every year, but maybe we don't need it every year. Especially multiple shows. Brendan, you're now on the big screen. What are your thoughts with Star Wars as a whole?
I think I agree with everyone else. Kind of like what you just said. It's kind of watered down. It's I kind of take everything with a cautious approach now because there has been so much negative negative product out for them. Hopefully, they can turn it around and we can get back to them being as good as they were. So.
Well, we also do a lot of book stuff on the channel. Grayson, was there a favorite like extended universe book of yours growing up?
When I was a kid, there was a book that I was reading. It was about some of like the some of the Jedi that kind of went outside of the order. Like it dealt with Qui-Gon Jinn and his, while he was a Jedi, he was very much a Jedi that worked around and outside of the order because he believed it was too pragmatic. And then it did deal with Obi-Wan essentially having a relationship outside of the order. It was before Bo-Katan, or not Bo-Katan, but the Princess of Mandalore became his love interest in the TV show. But it was very much like an examination on how teachers mold their students and help them understand what it is and is not acceptable. And it was an interesting book. It was probably not the best book, but I think it was like 10 when I had the book. I thought it was like one of the coolest stories I'd read at the point. But one of my favorites, comic books, was the origins of General Grievous, and honestly, it was the story of where Maul meets Obi-Wan in the desert before they did it on Star Wars Rebels. That was a really good story.
I'll have to check that one out. Like I said, Grievous was a character I really enjoyed, so I know growing up, because I started collecting a lot of the extended universe ones, but I really enjoyed the Return of the or Revenge of the Sith one. It's not extended universe, but there's a lot of plot details that get left out from the movie that make it a little bit more interesting. There's a whole like maybe Palpatine is Anakin's father, like he influenced the midichlorians. Also, like the love triangle and why Anakin's like growing more angsty and away from Obi-Wan. Plus, I don't think we really got a lot of that camaraderie between the two. Palpatine, I remember being pretty good. Trying to think, or Plagueis, I think is what it's called. There's some wacky ones. There's the book. What is it? Splinter of the Mind's Eye, the one that was supposed to be Empire if they failed, like they didn't make money. Have you guys read that one? No.
I've not read any of the extended universe books. To be completely honest, I've not read a single novelization of Star Wars.
After this, Nick, I will send you. Somebody actually goes over it, and they have like animation, so you can see what it is. It's wacky. Clearly, the whole plan of Anakin and Leia being sisters was not a thing, and we already knew it wasn't up until because they get more
You
romantic.
mean Luke and Leia?
That one, whatever.
Anakin is not sisters with his daughter.
Well,
Well,
I was going to say he also called them sisters. So,
well, at one point, Anakin was supposed to be a separate character anyway from Darth Vader, and then they changed that too. I mean, that was kind of how Lucas went on the role of changing things. Brendan, what about you?
That felt like a good change though.
Yeah, it did make
sense.
Prowse mad because I forget which line. I think it was like Obi-Wan killed your father is what he was told to say, which I guess wasn't wrong either, in a way. But he was like, I would have said it differently, and it's like, no one even heard your voice. You're fine. Like James Earl Jones did the voice. Brendan, what about you? Getting into any Star Wars books?
recently I've bought a few. I've gone to a few library sales, and they've had them for kind of cheap. So I've picked up a few, but the only ones I've read are some of them all backstories. So, yeah.
Well, the good news is if anyone's watching, maybe at some point we will be talking more about this unknown Star Wars project starring Nick. He's our lead character, so just keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I want to see the child.
I wish to see the baby. I will say,
Nick, I'm just waiting. Like, I want to see the child. Nick, that's not your line. Stop it.
Just let him film it, and then he'll say his lines after.
It's very clearly me saying I want to see the child, but I dove over it with the actual line.
We just have someone voice over you.
That would be so funny.
Just Grayson voices over you.
Grayson as John Malkovich's voices over me.
I wish to see the baby.
Perfect, just like that, Grayson.
I will say, the only reason that we have Grogu apparently is because Werner Herzog vehemently protested to have an actual live puppet to work with because that was like the only way to make it convincing. And like he actually like played with the thing on set like a real baby.
So, I mean, Nick's not too far off. He could have said, "Bring me the child." Nick, you're gonna say your line.
I want to see the child.
There we go. Yeah, no, we'll be back here within a couple of weeks. We'll be talking Mandalorian and Grogu. It's been quite some time since Star Wars has been on the big screen, so it'll be interesting to see where it goes. I know at one point there was like a rumor of like all of Fellini's like projects coming together, like a big in-game style movie. I don't know if that's still where they're going. But Grayson, where do you want to see Star Wars go?
Someplace good. No, in all honesty, I think I'm not really having too much hope in Dave Filoni. I feel like he's drinking too much of the Disney Kool-Aid, and I feel like the stories he's about to be in charge of is just going to be more of the same. But I want to see Star Wars kind of go back to its roots. Instead of like spitting in the face of fans, which I understand that there were some toxic fans, all that, I get it. But at the same time, it's like you can't just take a property from a bunch of people that liked something for the longest time and then change it entirely and then be like, you should be happy you're even getting anything at all. And it's like, well, that's like saying to any Taylor Swift fan that she stopped making music and now she's just doing the polar opposite of whatever that is, and that you should be happy that she's doing anything at all. It's not the same thing.
Taylor Swift has decided to stop selling music and decided to start selling her own farts in jars.
They still buy that, though.
You should be happy she's doing anything, okay? You should be happy she's working.
Look, she's trying so hard. She's eating so many beans, such high fiber, and she's just churning them out.
She's just making farts great again, okay?
You heard it here first, folks.
Put it on a
but it's where I want to see Star Wars go is I want to see it go back to its roots. There is maturity that can be happening in Star Wars. There can be creatures for the kids. But the stories, I want the stories to be good. I want the stories to be fun. I want the stories to be a story. I don't want to be on a stinking casino planet being lectured to about war profiteering. I have no interest in that in any way, shape, or form. And I want Star Wars to be fun again. Make Star Wars fun again.
Nick or Grayson, if you were lecturing to someone, do you think the character who was stolen as a child and forced into something against his will would know about war?
Nah.
And also, we wanted to see Finn as a Jedi. That's where we wanted that. That was a cool premise, like him coming from the troopers, like defecting, becoming a Jedi.
That would have been, dude. If it would have picked up with her training from Luke, like what happened at the end of, or even the beginning of Episode 5, if she would have been if Rey would have been training with Luke, and then Finn still has the lightsaber, or even like he goes to find Rey after sometime after he's healed, and then he ends up finding out that he's a Jedi, would have been so much better than the slog of shish kebab we got. That is The Last Jedi.
Yeah. I remember that was like my big complaint. I was like, they made him do the same thing again. Like, he had the same character arc in Last Jedi. And then they rode horses in the third one. So, Nick, where do you want to see Star Wars go from here? More horses, less horses?
I don't know if I really want to see Star Wars. I want to see the third game in the Jedi series, and then I think I'm done with Star Wars.
But Nick,
I want to see that story. I want to see that story. I want to see that story wrap up, and then I want to be done with Star Wars.
What if you go to Mandalorian? What if when you go to Mandalorian and Grogu upcoming, the end credit reveal is they canceled the video game?
Then I'm done with Star Wars. I hate to say it, guys. I won't celebrate anything anymore. May the 4th, May the 4th.
Hey, outside of our upcoming movie that we will make happen at one point one day, I think we should also take a group trip to the theme parks. I think that'd be a fun little May the 4th celebration one of these years.
Like the Disney parks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Could all get little lightsabers, be like, woo, look at us. Lightsabers.
You can also drink in Star Wars land, so hey. Also fun too. Be like, I remember when this actually used to be fun.
I remember back in my day when Star Wars used to be good, not this bullshit you putting out now.
They're just like, sorry, you're in Harry Potter world, and you're just like, oh, my bad.
I just pull out my
I
lightsaber.
remember when Star Wars used to be good. I don't care.
I pull out my lightsaber and start beating the boxes of wands all over the place, just destroying the shop.
Get out of here, nerd. I got a lightsaber. Whack, 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 whack.
I'm a Jedi.
Could you do this? I do these. Get out of my way.
Brendan, what about you?
Some poor kid, like with his glasses, comes up. Expecto Patronum.
Whack! Get out of here, you stupid regular wizard. I'm a space wizard.
I'm a Star Wars wizard Jedi.
Give
Wait,
me no midichlorians, punk ass bitch.
on that note, Grayson, let me pull up a picture real quick. I think you might know where we're going. Oh, hold on. I gotta go to another place. It has to do with
Going to
Space
another place.
Wizard, perhaps. Perhaps. Do you think George Lucas was influenced by this at all?
I mean, I can see a heavy Yoda influence, very much so.
I mean, look at him wielding that wand of space power right there.
I mean, the chest is bulging with space power.
For anyone that doesn't know, that's the Loveland Frog, perhaps the new face of Ohio. Go see our video of it over on the other channel. But who knows? Maybe the Space Wizard frogs actually gave birth to Star Wars. George Lucas
yes,
have to
George
tell us
Lucas.
this? Yes or no? I know this is when everyone comments Kurosawa. I'm like, yes, I've seen The Hidden Fortress. Brendan,
Well,
what are your thoughts? Where do you want it to go?
I don't know. I think some of the I think obviously they've milked the main characters too much. I think they should do some of the other stories. It's a huge universe, and I understand some of it might be too dark for Disney to do, so they won't do some of it. But there's so much other lines and stuff to do that you can get away from the Skywalkers and the Palpatines, and I think that they should go that route. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I'll probably continue taking everything with a
Star Wars, a
And-
new perspective.
grain of salt or whatever until they can continuously put out things that are enjoyable.
People are
Star Wars is a good
clamoring.
idea.
Yeah, people are clamoring for an Old Republic movie. You think they would just give it to them at this point?
Well, it's like, to even Brendan's point as well, it's like we don't need to have the Skywalker saga. Like, it was fun for a while, even though we don't even have a Skywalker at the end of the movie still alive. But hey, what am I talking about?
Her name is Rey Skywalker. She said it. It's real.
And
It's
there
not
were
working.
so many videos of people being like, "Don't you do it" at the theaters.
And anyway, but I agree.
I changed my answer. I would love to see them explore the Old Republic.
Old Republic would be cool, but if they want to continue the story in universe, the Force is a living thing. Maybe what honestly happened is what a lot of people theorize, is that with the death of Anakin and the life of Luke Skywalker, is that maybe Anakin was not the one that brought balance to the Force, but his line did. And then Luke found the balance between the over pragmatism and the religious zealotry of the Jedi, and then the realism of having to operate in a world that does not necessarily wholly identify with the religious aspects of such a idea. And then, honestly, the Force can choose somebody else to be its, active member. It's the Force, And in all honesty, it would be cool to see a passing of the torch to where. And I'm still upset about it that we didn't get to see Luke, Leia, and Han all on the same screen together for one last time, which was stupid. But with that, I honestly think I would rather see a passing of the torch to a new line, or even just make it to where it's not, prophesaic, the one thing. Actually make it a fun story where it becomes a space adventure, kind of like what it was with A New Hope,
What are we gonna do though? I think, to be fair, as far as some of your points, George Lucas's original idea for 7, 8, 9, Luke dies, whatever, kind of carries over. But Leia ends up kind of being the chosen one, and she helps bring balance to the Force. So I think that was his idea for 7, 8, 9. Don't quote me.
Imagine we get Star Wars Episode 10, and it's like set. They can just get rid of a long time ago, and it's just a galaxy far, far away. Like it's just modern people and like suits and stuff, and nobody remembers anything.
I mean, at one point they wanted to make a Hulk versus Yoda movie, so anything's possible.
Imagine the Star Wars The Office parody.
I'd watch that just to set it. They're like, I'm pretty sure Palpatine is evil. He looks just like that Plagueis guy. They just like catch him.
Corporate needs you to find the difference between these two pictures.
They're the same. Well, I think that is all that we can talk about Star Wars for today. Not really, because there's a ton, but I think we can save those for separate deep dives and stuff like that. Maybe we'll do some Let's Plays and retrospectives on video games, but we will be back in a couple weeks for Mandalorian Grogu. So if you guys want to see that, click that link to your left for more about us here at Cool's Corner now. To your right. And Grayson, what happens if what would you say if people asked you, so how did Palpatine return?
I'd sit there and I'd say, I'd think deeply, prostratively, and I'd say, somehow, Palpatine returned. Somehow.